Wow, it's been a little while since I've done this kind of video. Sorry if this is the kind of video you tune in for and you haven't seen it for ages, but life's been a bit hectic. Hi, hello and welcome. My name is Stephanie and this is my channel. I have a few different subcategories that I talk about, but every now and again I like to talk about sort of like lifestyle things, whether it be sort of sustainability or just, sorting out your life, getting stuff back on track, getting rid of stuff, that kind of thing. And today's video is going to be one of those. Have you ever had one of those projects that you have had kind of like lingering in the background and you've been thinking, oh, I really need to get on and do that, but for whatever reason you're not doing it? I have. Now, I'm someone who is pretty good at getting rid of stuff. I'm very, very, very good at being like, oh, yes, okay, I need to clear out my wardrobe and get rid of some clothes, or I need to, I don't know, you know what I mean, sort out my possessions, declutter, all that sort of thing. I'm pretty damn good at that. However, there's still one or two things in my life that I kind of just put off and put off and put off because they just feel like a really big task. And for me personally, it tends to be the kind of thing that is something that's very easily hidden, or something that just seems like the reward that you get after doing it won't be nearly as great as doing it. I'll give the sort of example. Like, one of the things that I never get around to doing is I've got stuff that's really like worth money. And I'm not talking about like a little bit of clothing to go on Vinted for £2. I'm talking about like, I have certain items that are signed by famous people that are worth like hundreds of pounds, and I don't really want them anymore. And they're just kind of cluttering up my house. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, I've got to take photos of this. I've got to put it on some sort of app. I've got to respond to people when they message me. And then I've got to sort of like haggle over things. And what if I put the wrong price and I put it too high and then I don't get any offers? What if I put it too low and then it sells immediately and I realise that actually, damn it, I lost out on having more money there? That kind of thing, I stress out over that kind of thing. And so it results in having a box of things that can be sold for a good amount of money. And I definitely don't want to just donate them because I really could do with that money. But at the same time, I just kind of don't get around to actually putting it on. The other one in my life is, when you've got that sort of like childhood boxes or not necessarily your childhood, but it could be your kids, or it could be your parents. Actually, your parents could have passed away and you could have inherited some things, and you've got that stuff that's kind of, it tends to be out of sight, out of mind, because you tend to shove it in a box and put it in the loft, and there it stays forever because you never have to go in your loft. No, or you put it in the basement and you don't have to look at it again until the basement floods. That kind of thing. Those are two of those things that I just sort of personally struggle to get on top of. So I developed a little bit of a challenge for myself, and I decided that I was going to attempt to get on top of those things by doing a 5 minutes a day challenge. And I'm sure you've seen other people do these on YouTube. If you watch this kind of content, then I'm sure you've seen other kind of content with people doing this stuff. And I kind of wanted to see if it worked for me because, as I said, I'm really good at getting on top of most things in my life, but this is one of those things I just don't do. I had lots of stuff when I was growing up. I was a bit of a hoarder, to be quite honest, because we grew up with not a lot of money, and so whenever we did get things, I tended to hold on to them for a really long time, and I tended to keep things like just in case. But when something's been sitting in a box in a loft for 20 years, mate, just in case, no, that day you need that stuff is never going to come. So when I came back to England, one of the things that I kind of set myself to do was to actually go through all those boxes. Not that I have a lot of them. I had sort of like 3 of those like big storage container type boxes, like the big plastic tub type ones. I think they call them bins in America. Anyway, in England, a bin is where you put the rubbish. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So that was what I had left after multiple times trying to go through these things. But the thing is that these ones for me contain things that, there's the things that I think about like, oh, I need to sell this. I don't need to keep it, like memorabilia from when I was like a total fangirl over various bands I used to go and like follow around. And then there's also stuff from like, my own childhood. And then there's stuff that I'd kept because of, one day type items. And then there's a couple of like formal dresses and things like that as well. I say a couple, there's many. I used to have a life where I'd go to a formal event very regularly. I do not anymore. Lucky if it's once a year. And then sort of stuff as well that's sort of from when my mum passed away. I've got some of the things that really meant something to me from my childhood with her. So I set myself this task and I decided every day I've got space and time in my life to do just 5 minutes. And I set these tubs up in my spare room and I just went, right, okay, every single day, no matter what's going on, there's going to be 5 minutes and I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes and I'm going to start going through them. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter how many days of 5 minutes. If there's 365 days in the year and I do 365 5 minutes is, then fine, I will do it. And so guess what? I did it. Yes, I did. And I'm going to show you very quickly one of those like time-lapse type things of me sorting through these boxes. So you're going to see lots of me in my pajamas because let's face it, like I'm not always going to be like dressed and looking good to be sorting through some boxes. And after that, I will show you the results. Before I show you what I have in my hand here, I'm just going to point out that this could be anything for you. This could be that you've needed to sort out your garage. This could be, for me, it was sentimental items and items that I was a bit like, oh, I really need to, sell this and send it somewhere on its merry way. But for you, it could be clearing out a garage. It could be sorting through your clothes. Just because I'm really good and quick and easy doing that stuff doesn't mean to say that that might be your thing that you struggle with. So this can work for anything. It can even work for housework. Yeah, it can. But I did it with my sentimental items. So very quickly, I just want to show you essentially the end result, because I went through all those boxes and this is what I've got left. Yes, it is. So with the things such as the ball gowns and stuff like that, I sold some of them. I earned about maybe 100 quid in clothes, and I did sort out the music memorabilia. I haven't actually sold all the music memorabilia yet. There is a reason for that though, which I can't be bothered to explain. It's to do with my birthday party. I want to put it out for I'm explaining already, aren't I? I just said I can't be bothered to explain, and here I'm explaining. I'm going to put it out for my birthday party and then I'm going to sell it afterwards. So it's hanging on for that. But yeah, in all the stuff I sold so far, which isn't even the stuff that's really worth any money, I've made about 100 quid. So yay. But with the actual things like the emotional stuff, this is what I made. This video is not about making a memory book binder. This video is about the fact that if you just put just 5 minutes a day, you can get on top of that task that you've been meaning to do that's been driving you nuts. And well, here's the proof. Anyway, I'm going to leave you that. Hopefully I'll see you next week. And yeah, good luck with your projects. Let me know in the description if you do choose to do any 5-minute projects and which ones you're going to do and how well you did. See you later.